What are your views on illegal immigrants coming to America?
My views are that it's a hard subject to address because they're coming over, crossing the border illegally without green cards or visas. But they're also doing a lot of stuff that's helpful to Americans because they're doing jobs that we don't want. They're taking the gross or petty jobs for much lower pay than what a lot of Americans would do them for. And we are benefiting because we get to have our houses clean, our lawns mowed for a lot cheaper than it would be if an American were doing it. But at the same time, unfortunate for them, but I guess a benefit for us is that our tax dollars aren't going to them because they're not getting health care, welfare, food stamps, anything like that. So I think that in a lot of ways to just like a common like suburban family, it's really beneficial, but on a bigger scale, it's more of an issue than it is to us because we do have to deal with immigrants crossing the border illegally, and they're taking up land space and populating our country more than we are able to account for.
I feel same way Daphne does, but I feel like when they are doing the jobs that we don't want to do, they take so much pride in doing them, and that's something that's lacking in our country, pride of the work that you do. So in that respect, I'm thankful that they're here. I feel bad that they can't have health care, but they're still willing to be here and are so excited to be here because they're providing a better life for them and their families. And for that reason, I totally agree they should be here, but they should be here legally.
I think the operative word is illegal, and I think it's difficult to set a precedent by just allowing them to be here without consequence. So I think there should be a period of amnesty where they need to be required to go through the process of becoming United States citizens, and I think if they don't within a finite period of time, then you have to consider deporting them, because again, I think it's incorrect to set a precedent to just allow them to stay here without consequence.
But I don't feel like we make it easy for them to do that.
Well, it's not easy, but it's who said it's supposed to be easy? I mean, I think at some point you have to go through the process of becoming a legal citizen.
I'm sure they love to be.
I agree, and I also think that that makes it harder because some people are looking at the human aspect of it, and other people are looking at the political aspect of it. When you think about them as people, some of them, to give an example, our house is cleaned by illegal immigrants, and one of them, she has 6 kids, and one of them is a baby that was literally put on her doorstep as a baby, and she took it in and is raising it when she already has 5 other children of her own who she can't even live with because they are back in Mexico, and she has to be here working, sending back the little money she makes to them, but she still has a big enough heart to take in this abandoned baby that was just left on her doorstep. So that's one of the things that makes it harder and makes you really want them to be able to be here, is because they're such good-hearted people, and so you want to be able to help them with that. But I also agree that as a country, we need to do what's best for us too, be looking in our own best interests, not just theirs. And so I agree that there has to be some sort of consequence to if they're not ever planning on getting legal documents to be a citizen here.
I don't think that they don't want to be. I just think we make it hard for them to be. So we need to change that.
Well, I'm not sure we make it hard for them to become a citizen, especially if we're granting them a period of amnesty.
Then why wouldn't they?
Because as of right now, we're not attaching any consequences to staying here illegally.
What kind of consequences?
Deportation. If you don't go through the process of green card, visa, citizenship, and stay here indefinitely as an illegal. And I don't agree with the fact that they're not impacting our economy in any way, because they are. For example, if an illegal has an emergency health care issue, hospitals are required to treat all patients that come into their emergency rooms, including illegal immigrants. So they do cost the taxpayers money on occasion.
Yeah, but we have our own citizens doing that,
And,
so you can't
If-
just hold it against them.
and if you're an illegal earning money in this country, and you're not filing a tax return either.
Well, our own citizens don't do it anymore now that the healthcare bill's passed, because they all have healthcare now.
I just think there need to be consequences at some point. I'm not indiscriminately saying to deport all of them. I think they should have the opportunity to become citizens. But there should be a finite period of time where they have to at least begin that process.